That was one expensive pee break. I don't know why I keep buying Mezcos, guys. I mean, it's. I just love them so much. Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 9 of Coffee and Toys here on the CoolFigurez channel. But before we get started, guys, I have to apologize once again at the start of this podcast for releasing last week's podcast pretty damn late. I have to admit, I think it was like Wednesday that I put it up. But I got home from Maui. I was home for 2.5 days and I headed up for San Francisco, and I still managed to film the podcast and all the other videos that I released during the week for you guys prior to leaving. So it's not that I didn't do it. It's not that I was being lazy. It's just I was super busy. And then when I was in San Francisco, it was like go, go, go. It was like a turnaround trip, just going up for a concert, but spending the day out there. So not really sitting down editing so much and just, being on vacation in a sense. So I didn't really have too much time to edit and put it together, so I apologize for that. But we are back on schedule once again this week with episode 9. And aside from a great toy haul, a lot of great toy news that I'm excited to talk about, I have some exciting news for the channel to come as well. But before we get into all that, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification button so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you guys do enjoy this video or any other content that I put out, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, and it really helps your channel grow. So with that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 9 of Coffee and Toys. And there is so much for us to do this episode, starting off with this week's toy haul. Some, like I said, some interesting new toy, or not toy news, well, I guess it is kind of toy news, but news for this channel, as well as something else I'll bring up in a bit, and of course this week's toy news. So a lot to get through, so sit back, relax, pour yourself a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get started. So starting off with, basically, like I said, I got back from Maui 2 days later. I was in San Francisco, so you guys did see what I picked up in Maui. However, like I said, I always go toy hunting when I'm on vacation because I always seem to hit when I'm on vacation, which is amazing. It just makes vacation that much better, in my opinion. So on our last day in San Francisco, I decided to hit up some Targets and one Walmart because they're kind of a few and not too many out there in terms of Walmarts. There's a few Targets in the San Francisco area, but they didn't have anything. It wasn't until we started heading home that I actually found this Neca Jungle Predator at Target. And this guy has been one of those figures that I was like, if I come across him, I have to pick him up, because I do have a Neca Dutch, because as you can probably tell from my name, the Buff Collector, I am into fitness. I am actually a competitive bodybuilder, an amateur competitive bodybuilder in the classic physique division. And one of my idols, of course, growing up, even before I got into competing, was of course the one and only Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. So having his figure was definitely a must, and of course I had to get the vest sleeveless version so you can see his muscles and his chest and everything, so he looks cool. And I always wanted to get this guy so I could team him up and do some cool toy photography for them, or even just display them together, the Predator with Arnie. So I did actually order this guy once off of eBay. However, he was a knockoff, and the second I moved his legs this way, they both popped off, and there was no saving that figure. So I returned it. Thankfully, I got my money back somehow through a Chinese seller. I don't know how, but it came back. So happy about that. But I'm super happy that I did find the official Neca release now of this figure, because like I said, I'm super happy to add it to my display with Dutch and even do some new cool toy photography with the two of those figures. So continuing on with the haul from San Francisco, that was the one thing I did find at Target. And then I did happen to hit up one Walmart. In fact, we were actually at the last Target where I found this guy. when my girlfriend actually said she was kind of hungry, and I said I'm kind of hungry too, and I was kind of thinking like, man, we still have 5 hours to get home, but you know what, should probably eat now so we can get on the road and be good for a few hours. And lo and behold, right next to where we went to go eat was a Walmart, and it was like the first Walmart in forever. Like there wasn't a Walmart past this one towards Oakland or San Francisco, and the next Walmart was just miles down, like about 2-3 hours down. So after we finished up eating, I was like, you know what, let's just go to the Walmart, we'll use the restroom, I'll obviously go to the toy section, it's just what toy hunters do. And so when that happened, I happened to come across not only these guys, but also this. So I don't know which ones I'm more excited to talk about. Let's talk about eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If it hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother told me to pick the best one, and the best one is you. Okay, so let's talk about this set first. So this is the brand new Jazzware World of Halo UNSC Checkpoint Accessory set. So that's a mouthful, but essentially what it is an accessory set. It gives you some accessories and cool stuff. Although I do collect a few parts and figures from the World of Halo line, I don't necessarily shoot them too often because I don't really mess around with 3.75 scale inch figures anymore. I mainly do like 6 and up, only because I just find it a lot funner, and they just have more detail. And honestly, these ones are just aimed more for kids, and let's be honest, that's true. Because like I can throw these guys down and nothing's gonna happen. Throw this guy down, I'm gonna be afraid of what cracked on him, what broke, and what not. You know what I mean? So, but these accessories themselves can still fit into 6 to 7 inch scale, because if you look, these crates right here are pretty damn big, and stick this in the background on top of something and you could look like a decent weapon rack in the background. So a lot of potential for toy photography with this set, and that's exactly why I picked it up, because like I said, I don't really collect this line, except for a few pieces here and there, especially when I find them on sale and stuff. But these accessories, like I said, can be used for a lot of cool things. So you do get an energy shield with it. You get these 2 colorful clear canisters. So like I said, a lot of cool accessories you can use with your 6-inch scale figures, especially these bins, because look, compared to this Predator, it's still a decent sized bin. Like there's plenty of bins in the real world that are up to people's shin, you know what I mean? So it makes sense, because even here, if you look at this scale, it barely passed his knee. So if it's barely past his knee and it's almost at his knee, and the Predator is a pretty damn tall figure. Let me see if I can put it next to Doc Knock and see. Yeah, see? Up to his knee. So essentially it can fit 6-inch scale. So it does open up with these tabs right here. They're kind of cheapy. I'm afraid they're going to break eventually. I wish they would have tabbed it and made it work a little bit different. Maybe just snap on and off in terms of how it is, but I guess it gives it the impression that it can latch in and whatnot. And like I said, it's a little off, but at least you have some nice 6-inch scale crates, in my opinion. It says UNSC Marine, so you have a little detailing there. Like I said, you do get this amazing weapons rack right here, especially if you have any of the 3.75-inch World of Halos figures. So still super cool to have, and like I said, you can definitely utilize this in the background of some toy photography, and it won't really matter because it's just gonna be background fodder. So really cool stuff. All the weapons are removable. At first, I didn't know what these little holes were on the side, but it's actually for the larger weapons right here, such as the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher, because they don't fit in the normal compartments right here. So you have to pin them to the side right there. But like I said, all these weapons are removable. And as you see, you have this little cage or holes right here that you can just pick and choose which one you want to stick the peg into, and voila. And I did try a few 6-inch scale, 1/12 scale guns in here, and it does kind of work. So you can somewhat put a few things in here. Just depends on what it is. So whoops, put that back. So along with that, you do also get this artillery, 50 gauge machine gun. You do get this Spartan, and you do get this Mercenary Elite with a Needler. And of course, you do get 10 of these World of Halo bases. So it's a nice little accessory build-up pack, a lot better than the Mando build-up packs we've been getting for from Hasbro and Black Series. You know, the same fucking thing every fucking time. But like I said, super cool. Like I said, I do have a few of them, so I'm not too mad about having to add 2 more figures to that collection. I'm more enticed though about the potential for using all this other stuff for toy photography. So super cool. Next up, let's talk about the Werewolf, the American Werewolf in London. I'll be honest, I have not seen the movie. I did, however, look up the scene that these guys were in, and it is super dark and creepy and awesome. But from their announcement, I knew I wanted a pair of these, or guess a trinity of these guys. But once again, at the same Walmart where I just happened to stop right before heading home, they did have 3 of these in the NECA Funko section. And once again, it was much like Maui, where I was walking by and I didn't even think they had a NECA section, and lo and behold, they had a NECA section. Like I said, I did originally want a few of them because they're army builders, and these guys just look really nasty and gnarly and really cool. So I am going to unbox one of them here for you guys. As you can see, I have already unboxed one of them. I don't know if I'm going to keep the third. I may return the third. I'm not too sure yet. I'm going to have to think about it. But that will be exciting to unbox this for you guys coming up in a sec. So this is basically the figure that is in the box, although you do get a few different heads for him. So super cool. Definitely a cool army builder, just a nasty looking demon Nazi figure. And you know, especially with this guy right here, the annihilator of the macabre and the dark demons and all that, Mr. Red Death Doc Knock. I don't know why I don't know why I keep buying Mezcos, guys. I'll be honest. It's getting out of hand at this point. I need to just stop, and I think this is my stopping point right here, because I don't really necessarily need or want any other Mezcos. I say that now, and then I'm gonna go and look up some Mezco reviews and go on OfferUp. But no, I don't need any other Mezcos in terms of Rumble Society at the moment. This was the last one that I absolutely wanted, and I was able to find him for a great deal on OfferUp. And it was actually the same guy that I picked up the Black Skulls for retail at. So super cool guy. He actually got an offer for $10 more than what I offered him, but seeing that I hit him up first, and we've done business before, he went with me, so I appreciate that. Great guy. I love running into Mezco collectors that are great people, and I have met a few that are great people, so shout out to them. But yeah, brand new out of the box Doc Knock Red Death, and I just picked up the original version. I know, that's why I'm saying I need to stop, but I could not resist the price, so I had to go for it. And so yeah, super cool. I cannot wait to start shooting him, and of course he's gonna go great with these Nazi demon fucking figures from NECA. So super cool and excited to start doing that. His review will come most likely in 2 weeks, because aside from toy reviews, guys, as you've known here on the CoolFigurez channel, I try to keep things interesting for you guys. I try to keep things new. As with this podcast, you know, I dip my toe into toy news. It's not like breaking news and all that stuff, because I have stuff to do during the week, and I don't really have time to set this all up right here and come every day with a 2 to 3 minute video for toy news that is breaking and all that, because this is actually my room right here. So it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to just bring this table in, set everything up, because my actual review studio is in the garage, so I have to take that apart, bring my mic in, bring my light in, and set everything up. And obviously if it was just toy news, it would just be these things right here, but it would still be a lot to set up. So I did dip my toe into toy news with this, and that's why I say this isn't so much like a breaking toy news segment, toy podcast, but more of a toy news, toy talk podcast, where we get to talk about the latest releases and news reveals and pre-orders and all that stuff, and really just give our take on it. Are you interested in it? Am I interested in it? What do you think? What do I think? Just that kind of stuff, no breaking news type of stuff. But like I said, I dipped my toe in the toy news area with this podcast and, also getting in front of the camera more and, getting more personal with you guys. And I've really appreciated all the views I've gotten on these podcasts. I really do appreciate every single one of you that take time out of your day to watch these podcasts and any of my other videos as well, all my other reviews and behind the scenes toy photography videos. So, much like everything else, like I said, I do offer toy photography videos, behind the scenes toy photography videos, occasional toy hunts. I try to film them when I do remember, but I always tend to forget because I try to just run in and out because obviously you're going to multiple ones and filming. Sometimes you have to wait for people to get out of the aisle, hit the just wait, blah, blah, blah. So I tend to forget and I just go through it and, forget. But I do try to do the occasional toy hunt here on the channel. Like I said, toy reviews, and of course now the new toy podcast. So in keeping with evolving and maturing and growing this channel, I want to take the next step and introduce a new version of CoolFigurez, and not so much a new version of CoolFigurez, but new kinds of videos into the CoolFigurez channel, which is going to be top 10s and comparisons. So that's why I'm saying this guy's going to be in about 2 to 3 weeks, because following next week or after this week's reviews, which is going to be this guy right here, this guy, and this guy, we are actually going to be introducing comparison videos and top 10 videos. So the first top 10 video will actually have already dropped, since this actually is going to go up on Sunday, unless I totally just don't have the time and I forget. I am intending to do my top 10 figures that I purchased in October and drop it on Saturday for you guys, and that's going to be like a new introductory thing that I'm going to try to continue every month. The top 10 figures that I pick up every month and show that to you guys, as well as other ones like top 10 Batman figures in the McFarlane line, top 10 Troopers in the Black Series line, top 10 Clone Troopers, Stormtroopers, Jedis, Sith, different variations like that. So really excited. Oh, and also comparisons, because I do have the City Hunter Predator, the battle damage version that the review just went up recently. You can find it on my channel, and so I'm going to do a comparison video between the City Hunter versus the Jungle Hunter in terms of their accessories, as well as just the way they look and the way the sculpt is. And of course, like I said, I do have the first version of Doc Knock. I just acquired that, and I now do have the new Red Death version, so I can do a comparison of that. And I do have a total of 3 Gomez's, actually 4 Gomez's now, and I can do a comparison of all 4 of those in a single video as well. So lots of new videos to come for you guys. Like I said, I always try to keep it fresh and exciting and new, but also it's going to help me personally, because the cost of plastic, guys, is going way up, as so much else is. So everything else is going up as well, but the cost of plastic is going up significantly, and I make absolutely zero money from this, guys. Everything I get and I review, I buy and purchase with my own money because I want to add it to my own personal collection. But maybe one day I can make a little bit of change off this channel and help support it and all that, but until then, this is all me, guys. So in helping to break up having to get new figures constantly, I want to introduce these new top 10 lines, comparison videos, and all sorts of different types of new videos for you guys, so that way it's a little less stressful on me having to be like, shit, I don't have a new figure to review this week, I need to go find one, I need to buy one, blah blah blah, because it can get stressful, guys, I have to admit, because you're just, when you start getting momentum on here, you want to keep it up, and then if you just happen to stutter your step, it stops. That's just the way the algorithm works. And so I want to be able to give you guys constant content and videos, but in doing that, I want to be able to also introduce new stuff for you guys. So I personally am super excited to do those things, to just give you guys my personal opinion. You guys do not, absolutely 100% do not have to agree with my lists in any way, shape, or form, but I would appreciate you guys if you stopped by and checked them out and took a listen as to what I had to say per list and per line and all that. And of course, as always, leave your comments and opinions in the comments so that we can start a dialogue. Let me know what your favorite figure is in that line that I covered and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, the first one should have already dropped yesterday on Saturday, which is the top 10 figures that I've bought in October. And of course, we will do November and December. Here's hoping that a lot of figures that were delayed come in, but we will see. But also, those aren't going to just be brand new figures all the time. For the most part, they'll probably be new figures because it's going to be new pickups I get. But as in like this Doc Knock, the other Doc Knock that I just got an Agent Gomez and a Street Gomez. Those are older figures that I just picked up that will definitely be on that top 10 list. So don't expect 100% brand new figures to be on that list all the time, although the majority of the time it will be. But like I said, every once in a while I do kind of go back a bit, so you may find some there here and there. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into this week's unboxing. So this week's unboxing is by Neca Toys, and we have the Nightmare Demon right here from An American Werewolf in London. And of course, as always, Neca hits it out of the park with their packaging, with this holographic packaging. I don't know if you guys are getting the full effect on the camera because of the lighting and the camera angle. I'm trying to move it around so you guys can see the heads turn and growl. So on the left side, we do have the two head sculpts right there. On the other side, we do have the other two right there. And on the back, we have a whole trio or a 5 quadruple or whatever, five couple. I don't know. You have some pictures on the back, guys. So that's really cool. So it does come with that box collector window friendly packaging where you can open it up. You get a nice picture right here. I don't know if you're getting a glare on it, so I'm going to move it around slowly. So hopefully there's a point where, you can actually see it without a glare. So next up, we're going to look at the figure itself right there. Once again, doing the same thing. So hopefully you guys don't get a glare. But as you can see, he comes with a whole lot of stuff. Although there are things I do wish he would have came with. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open them up. I do, of course, as always, have my Batman knife right here. So we're going to go ahead and open that up and then slice away right there. So there we go. Pull from here. Whoops. Usually the bottom opens up real easily, but this one's struggling. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and pull the whole thing out. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the background that Neca gives us with this figure first. It is the fireplace on fire, essentially, or the living room on fire. I do like what Neca's doing with these new backings, and it's more cardboard and less paper, because the new Neca Ultimate Casey Jones has this same backing where it's a full cardboarded backing. It's not paper, and I have to admit it's an upgrade that I do really enjoy because the price of these guys are starting to go up. So I do appreciate Neca at least trying to up the quality of the backgrounds that they give us with these figures, because I personally do tend to use these in a lot of my toy photography and my backgrounds and all that stuff. So the fact that they're coming out and giving us actual thick cardboard opposed to paper that's always flimsy and sometimes it falls, you gotta tape it, you gotta do this and that, I really do appreciate it. So shout out to Neca for that. But still, price increases, guys. So here's a nice cool little tray shot. Like I said, there are a few things that I wish this guy had came with, like fisted hands. I really do wish this guy came with fisted hands, as well as, trigger finger hands for both hands. Unfortunately, he does not come with either of those. He only comes with a trigger finger hand for his right hand, but then you can only hold the torch in his right hand unless you really push the left hand, which is a really tight C grip hand. So a few little minor things, but we'll talk about that more in depth in my review of this guy. But still comes with a whole lot of accessories. You got the torch, you got an Uzi, you got a knife, you got a bloodied knife, you have a trigger finger hand here, a closed C grip hand here, you have a wider C grip hand here, and a tighter grip C grip hand here. You have another I guess mini Uzi. I don't know my guns, guys. And then a Nazi gun right here, and of course the 3 head sculpts. So I personally am just a fan of the head sculpt that is on here, as well as the wolf one, but it is what it is. You have to get the other heads with this guy. So I'm just gonna have a bunch of random heads just sitting around and doing nothing. But I honestly love this Nazi thing because I wish we had more army. I don't mean it in that way, but I'm just saying like this, like evil dictator military guys. I'm gonna say it that way. I wish we had more evil military demonic dictator guys like this to army build, so that we can have our heroes like Doc Knock, Gomez, Batman, just fuck them up and fight them in some cool toy photography, because that's what I wanted these guys for specifically, was for some really cool crossover toy photography. I don't know if I'm gonna get the werewolf. I may or may not. We'll see. We'll see if I find it in stores, and we'll see what the price is, because that thing's huge. So I have a feeling like it's not gonna be a cheap figure, obviously, because these guys themselves were about, I believe, $36. Man, nothing beats that cone of coffee. So, anyways, guys. So with that being said, I'm not really gonna unbox them too much, because you do have the figure right here. So, um, I guess I'll take the actual figure himself out. I just don't want to do too much because, like I said, he comes with a lot of accessories that I really want to just keep in the packaging for now, so I don't lose them or break them, because that's the other thing about this guy, is that his accessories literally feel like they're gonna break if you breathe on them, if you look at them wrong. They are brittle as fuck. If this guy falls forward, his gun is broken. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm slamming the table without even thinking about it. But yeah, if he falls forward, I'm pretty sure that gun's gonna snap in half, because it's just that case of Neca using that really thin plastic, which I just really don't like. But it is what it is. What are you going to do about it, right? So he does come with his two close grip C hands in the package right there. And then you do get the trigger finger hand and the torch holding hand, both for the right hand, which is, like I said, really, really weird. I wish they would have offered you, a trigger finger hand for both hands and a torch holding hand for both. But I think the fact that they give you 3 head sculpts is the reason why they don't. The helmet is removable, however, then you have a notch in the back, so if you shoot it from the front, it's not too bad, but if you shoot it from the back, you will see the notch, and it is kind of touchy. You have to be really careful, because this elastic piece felt like it was ready to break while I was trying to do it, but I did get it off once, and I told myself I wasn't going to do it again. So as you saw there, the head does pop off really easily right there at the neck joint. So since we do have the other head sculpt already in use right there in front of the other box, why don't we go ahead and pop on my other second favorite head sculpt that this guy comes with, because the other ones just look kind of a little too creepy and weird for me, I'll be honest. They're a little too just a little too creepy and weird for me. I prefer more of these looks. So let me see, or is this a trigger finger hand? It looks like a trigger finger hand, but the trigger finger itself is still glued to the hand, so it can't be. So let me go ahead and pull this hand out, put it away so I don't lose it, because knowing my ass, I'll end up losing it. But accessory tray back. Wait, why isn't this working? There we go. I want to have this gun right here. Alright, I want to have the mini Uzi. Or is that the mini Uzi? Or is that a Mac 10? No, that's a Mac 10. So this is the Uzi. The other one's a Mac 10. I am horrible at guns, guys. Don't quote me on that. I love cool figures that come with pew-pews. Let's just put it that way. So, there it is. Oh, but then he needs something in this hand. Open this tray up again. Oh, that's right. They had this thing on a tray, and then on top of that, they taped these things in. Alright, sorry guys for the wait, but this is raw, unedited, unhinged toy unboxing. So bad. Okay, there we go. Ooh, yes, it didn't break. Okay, so these guys aren't too tight in terms of Neca. Like, they're tight at first, but apply a little pressure, and they do bend pretty decently. So not like you need a blow dryer, but if you feel like you're pushing a little too hard and they're not moving, you may want to get a blow dryer or dip them in some hot water for a hot water bath. But other than that, let's see if we can pose this guy up. There we go. There we go. You know, I'm really tempted to keep that third one now, because now I'm thinking I could have 2 Nazis and 1 werewolf, and how dope would that look? You know, with 1 werewolf in the middle, with 2 Nazis riding in the middle or on either side of him. Ah, man, that would look so cool up against Doc Ock or Gomez or Batman, and then the Batman and Gomez and Doc Ock just fucking him up. Oh man, I'm getting toy photography ideas already. So, yeah, I'm really on the fence whether or not I'm going to keep this one or not. I don't know. We'll think about it. I have some time till I have to absolutely return it. Sorry for all that noise, guys. But the plastic is just wanting to make a bunch of noise while I try to fix it and put it into place. So, with that being said, guys, that is this week's unboxing. And like I said, a super cool figure if you can get your hands on it. They should be hitting Walmarts and Targets all over the nation. They aren't an exclusive anywhere. So hopefully distribution for these guys isn't too bad. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into this week's toy news, because there is one story in particular that I am super excited to talk about and I cannot wait to talk about. So let me get a drink of coffee and we'll jump right on in. Alright guys, so oddly enough, I was already going to start off with Neca toys when I was actually about to get ready to film. I was like grabbing my notes to go over here to film when Neca made an announcement and they showed off pictures of their Back to the Future Ultimate 1985 Doc Brown. Man, I want to slam this table so bad, but I know if I do, all these figures are going to go tumbling down and a few of them are going to break. So I'm going to restrain myself just a bit. And I just realized this guy's been on the ground this whole time. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, they did show off amazing pictures. And this guy, this is the figure I have been waiting for this entire line, especially since they announced Radioactive Suit Marty. I was like, where's Doc? And on top of it, I'm so happy to announce that he does come with the remote control. I'm super happy and excited about that. Like I said, that was the one figure in this line in particular that I have been waiting for, that I've been wanting, and I cannot wait to see the alternate head sculpt that he's going to come with, and all the other accessories besides that remote control. Honestly, if he comes with the remote, oh man, do you think they'll give us the plutonium chest, or do you think they're going to give us Einstein and some other random stuff? Oh, they better give us the revolver that he has. Oh man. Although they said they were going to get us an accessory set, so we may get the plutonium box in the accessory set. But what else would 1985 Doc come with? Einstein, the remote control, a revolver, and the plutonium box. That would be like the perfect thing, right? I mean, that's just my opinion, because he doesn't come with any, he doesn't utilize or have anything else. I'm trying to think really hard, because yeah, no, that's really it. So that has to be the accessories that he comes with. So we'll see if I'm right. I'm predicting that he comes with Einstein, the remote control, a revolver, and the plutonium box. But we'll have to wait and see. They said more info to come. They didn't announce when it was going to come or anything, or when the figure itself was going to come. But soon, hopefully very, very soon. I'm hoping January 2022. But I'm hoping that more info comes within the next week or so. So with that being said, let's go ahead and stick with Neca. So I did miss a bit of news last week because, like I said, I do film this on Fridays, and they did announce a few things on Saturday and Sunday. So the first thing being, they did announce the black and white version of the Mummy, and I think I actually talked about it in last week's podcast because I was talking about the Wolfman and the Frankenstein, but I lumped the Mummy in with it. So I kind of did talk about this, but I didn't talk about this directly. So just letting you guys know, if you didn't know, they are coming out with the black and white Mummy. So it seems like they are going to be doing black and white versions of all the Universal monsters. So we'll see how it goes. I personally, I think I'm in on both versions, the colored and the black and white. I will have to see. But they did announce another monster in the Universal Monster Horror toy line, and that is, of course, the Bela Lugosi Dracula. So be on the lookout for the black and white version of him coming out probably very, very soon. And on Halloween, they did just throw a picture of candy and a bunch of accessories. So who knows if that's the accessories that they were talking about that were going to come with the accessory pack. I saw a coffin, a lantern, chalices, beakers, and a few other things. So the other thing that they did announce in their Halloween announcements is the Last of Us 2 pack. Now, I am not a big gamer of any sorts, but growing up, I did play here and there. And my friend Chris, which you guys have actually seen here on the CoolFigurez channel as a guest co-host on the podcast, actually turned me on to The Last of Us, and he's like, you should play this game, it's really good, it's really fun, it's interesting. And lo and behold, I played it and I had a great time playing it. I did not play the second one. He did, he enjoyed it. I just, by that time, I was already past playing video games. I haven't even turned on my PlayStation in, I shit you not, about a year and a half, other than maybe to watch a movie, and even then that's been far and few in between. So I just haven't played it, just never got into the second one, just haven't been playing any video games, to be honest. But I did play The Last of Us, I did play Uncharted, so I know Neca did kind of dip their toe in Uncharted, but that was before I was collecting and all this stuff, so I'm past that. But I'm okay not having that in my collection. But these Last of Us figures are really cool, and I do think that they can make some great crossover figures. So super excited about those. I believe it said January 2022 for those guys. So up next, they did announce that Dirtbag and Ground Chunk and Wingnut and Screw Loose are actually going to be going up for order on the NECA site. So they did go up and go, and once again they sold out, but they're already showing up in Targets for those of you that missed out, so don't worry. Those of you that bought, I'm so sorry you did. You're probably gonna find them at your local Target sometime soon before you even get them in your mail. So that's just the way NECA's been doing things right now. But the crazy thing is, I feel like if you don't secure your order, you're gonna be thinking, am I gonna actually find it? The way the distribution's been and everything, but I'm glad the distribution's getting a little bit better. However, it's a little too late because it's good for the long-time collectors, but any new collectors, you're just shit out of luck. You never got in at the ground level. Obviously, the 4-pack Turtles in Disguise was a way for newcomers to get in at the ground level, and they did do that pre-order, so that's good, and that's something to look forward to come, which I definitely am, which I'm actually expecting to come in February of next year. I do not believe we are going to get those 4-pack Turtles in Disguise pre-orders in Q4 2021. I wholeheartedly do not believe that, the way things are backed up and delayed, so just be prepared for that, guys. So next up, they did also announce that the original superheroes Flash, Ming, and Phantom will be coming soon. The original versions of them, not the Flash Gordon TV cartoon versions that they did, the actual comic book versions of them that they announced over during their NecaCon panel. They are going to be coming soon, and honestly, the Phantom looks really good. I have to admit, I like the dual wield pistols. I like the skull that he comes with. It's pretty interesting that he comes with a whip. Not too many figures come with the whip. I'm hoping it's wired and articulated and not just all flimsy and flat, but we'll have to wait and see. I still am open to getting that old Phantom figure if I ever do come across it, but I don't know if I ever will again. I did come across it once after specifically talking about it on my original podcast, Toy News Toy Talk podcast, and I ended up having to pass on it because I was going to pick up the brand new Steppenwolf at the time. So you sometimes have to make sacrifices, guys, for things that you want versus things that you kind of want. So it was an easy sacrifice for me at the time, but now thinking back, I'm kind of like, damn, I kind of wish I did pick it up. But it is what it is. But moving on to Super 7, guys. They did announce a big bad toy store exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and that one being Raph in Disguise. So they are trying their hand at the Raph in Disguise figure now as well, and that is a big bad toy exclusive. So if you want to add that figure to your collection, go ahead and head over to Big Bad Toy Store and put your pre-order in, because it's their exclusive, and that's pretty much only where you can get it. So yeah, guys, super cool. I have to admit, it does look really good. I'm cool with the basic turtles in that line. I'm really just, although I do have Sewer Samurai and Cowabunga, Mikey, and the Mousers, I believe one other one on pre-order, but it's the unique ones. I have the four main regular turtles and then the unique ones. And I know Raph in Disguise is a unique one, but oh man, I'll have Mikey and Leo. Shit, I might have to get Raph in Disguise. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, do I have to go put a pre-order in? Oh shit. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But anyways, they did also announce their G.I. Joe Wave 2, guys. And in it is Destro, Lady J, Flint, and the Baroness. So another four main key characters for you guys to add to your Super 7 collection, which I don't even think the first wave has actually dropped yet. I think they just put it up for pre-order, and it's still in pre-order limbo, like they're still producing the figures, and yet here they are asking for Wave 2 pre-orders, so that's interesting. But that is all the Super 7 news for this week. Moving on to some Star Wars news. So today on the Fan First Friday, they did give us more info on the new Rancor HasLab, and they did show us that the Gamorrean Guard is the first tier with the Power of the Force card back and coin. And that's the first tier that I think they said 11 or 12,000 backers or something like that. I personally am passing on the Rancor. I would have much preferred something else, like a playset, something better, but of course it went with the Rancor, and that's just not something in the Star Wars universe that I go crazy over, in my opinion. A lot of people are, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be disappointed at the same time once they do get their Rancor, and this HasLab's going to go. But who am I to say? Maybe it's going to go all the way up, and I'm 100% an idiot. So all we can do is wait and see, and that's all we're going to do. Moving on to that, the Black Series archives are starting to hit stores. The Obi-Wan from Episode 3, the 501st Trooper, the Darth Raven, and the Princess Leia, they're all starting to hit stores now, and so keep your eye out for those if you're looking for those. And they did finally give us a look at the 2D Clone Wars Black Series figures. Finally, instead of just giving us pictures from the cartoon itself, they actually showed us pictures of Fordo, Mace Windu, and of course, General Grievous. So these guys look super cool. I'm super excited to get them. I got 2 Fordos, I believe. I'm hoping I got 2 Fordos and a Grievous. I passed on the Mace. Now I'm kind of regretting it because he does look really good, but I wanted another Fordo, so I'm pretty sure I got 2, but I cannot be too positive. So recently another leak came out of the Black Series line, and this time it's in the form of Fennec Shan. So this figure was teased in the pipeline and told it was coming, but now we actually have it in hand and right there, like ready to go. So this should be a figure that's being announced for the Bring Home the Bounty week, this coming week, hopefully, because people already have it in hand somehow. These people that sell on eBay and whatnot. So Fennec Shan's coming to the line if you're looking forward to that. She does look amazing, I have to admit. However, these price hikes for these Black Series figures is really getting me to pick and choose who I'm going to add to my shelf and who I'm not, and I think I'm going to have to add Fennec Shan. Unfortunately, I think I really am. So, yeah, guys, keep an eye out for that if you're excited and looking for a Fennec Shan figure. So, up next, we're going to talk about a company that we don't talk about too much here. In fact, we've only talked about, I think, once, which was when we talked about the new 1/12 scale mask figure, and that is 5K Toys. And they recently solicited pre-orders for their Heath Ledger Joker the Clown 6-inch 1/12 scale collective figure. So, or collectible figures. I think 1/12 collective is Mezco trademark, blah blah blah. So this figure looks exactly like Heath Ledger's, codenamed the Clown or labeled the Clown because obviously it's a third party, it's unlicensed, so they have to utilize a different name. But they also did announce that they're going to be releasing some Ninja Turtles, and this time in the form of spring, summer, fall, and winter instead of Donnie, Leonardo, Raph, and Mikey. So still something similar in the names, the 4 trio that are the 4 people that are associated with each other. The 4 seasons are associated with each other, and so they are releasing their own figures in terms of Ninja Turtles, and the first one being Leonardo. So he looks super cool, super articulated, super detailed. So let me know, are you guys going to pick up either of these figures? I put in my pre-order for the Clown as well as their version of Deathstroke because I did not pick up the Mezco version, and it's going for crazy amounts of money right now. So I'd rather pick up a third-party Deathstroke and have some fun with that. So with that being said, guys, let's move on to Power Rangers. If you are a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fan, check out Target.com for their Pudgy Pig link. I don't know if it's active and live now, but it will be soon, so you can just bookmark it and keep it notified for when it does go into stock. So last but certainly not least, we have just a little tiny bit of McFarlane news, and that is they announced a Speed Force Target exclusive Flash, which the front is basically regular Flash, but it's the back that looks like he's going through the Speed Force. Easy pass for me, honestly. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm waiting on my Mezco Flash, the McFarlane Flash would have been an easy pass for me as well. And the only real Justice League figures I would have picked up would have been the blue and red suit Superman, the Cyborg, and the tactical suit Batman, because he looks so cool with the Mezco Bruce Wayne head on it. But I would definitely not pick up that Flash if it wasn't for the fact that I was waiting for my Mezco Flash. So that is all the toy news of this week, guys. So a lot to be excited for, a lot to come, a lot coming, and a lot to be, like I said, excited for. A lot of great toys. So what are you guys most excited for that we talked about this week? I'm really excited for that Heath Ledger clown figure. That looks really fucking cool in my opinion. And The Last of Us, I really want those guys. And so yeah, guys, I hand it off to you guys. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys find interesting and whatnot. But we are not done just yet with this week's episode of Coffee and Toys. No, like I said, I like to keep things interesting and fun for you guys. So a while back, I teased on my Instagram story that I did help out my dad at my grandma's house to do some work. And while I was there, my uncle actually does live with my grandma, and so he has a vast toy collection. In fact, that's probably one of the reasons why I got into toy collecting, is because I saw him toy collecting as a child, and man, his collection spans decades. So he has lots of stuff, but he had a box of Star Wars toys just outside in the rain and weather and whatnot, and they looked a little disheveled, and I kind of was just like, well, I don't think he's gonna miss these. And my dad's like, well, let me ask him and let me see what he wants to do with them. And I was like, all right, that's fine. And sure enough, he was like, yeah, I don't want them, he can have them. So I have a bag full of old, I guess at this point they'd be considered vintage, but they're not really vintage. They're from the early thousands toys. And so I'm going to pull them out one by one and show you guys and keep them as potential openings on the channel. For if I don't have a new toy to open on the channel, I'll bring one of these out and we'll open it up here on the CoolFigurez channel or on the Coffee and Toys podcast. And so let me go ahead and make some space here because there's honestly quite a bit, and I'm going to try to put as much on the table as I can, but to be honest, there's quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these guys down instead of throwing them on the edge and hoping they don't fall, because most likely they will. Throw this over here. Alright, so without further ado, let me grab the trash bag, reach in here. So there was one other thing that he wanted to give me that he didn't want, besides those figures, and that is, and it's actually a really big thing, so try to get it out of the bag, and the head fell off the top figure, so that's nice. But it is a bantha with sand people, and not just the men, but
the women. And the children, too.
Thank you, Anakin. But the women and the children as well. So that is really cool. I definitely have to clean this guy up. Like I said, they were outside in the weather and everything. So they're kind of dingy and dirty. But I just have to figure out how to clean this guy up. But he'll definitely make some cool pics once I do. So continuing on with the next thing, we are going to pull a Death Star Gunner. So man, these packagings just bring back so much memories. I actually do have this figure from my childhood, so that's not a new figure that I didn't have. In fact, none of these figures unfortunately were ones that I didn't have in my childhood. Actually, there is one, so I'll mention that one or actually there's two, because I did not have this guy when I was a child, but now I do. And so that's the next one from there. And the next one we're going to grab, ooh, is this Imperial Jump Trooper right here. Super cool. I do actually have one or two of these guys from my childhood, so super awesome, super cool figure. Next up we have, oh, another figure I didn't have as a child, Droidicas. And actually I am going to open this up and utilize this in my toy photography for my Star Wars figures, because I definitely think he can scale with 6-inch figures. So I believe there's one more in here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there is. And it is, of course, young Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that is it there. But there's actually one more giant thing in here besides that, and that is this giant Batman figure right here that I still have to clean up and do some stuff. He does, let me see if I can stand up right here. He does come with this awesome base right here. So yeah, guys, so when I don't have anything to open up on this channel, I will pick and choose one of these to open up, most likely the Droidica being first, and we will go ahead and open it up here on the channel. But I just wanted to show you guys all the cool figures I did get in this little pickup for free, essentially. And these are all, I guess, you can say, vintage, I guess, at this point, which makes me feel really fucking old. And I think that's the problem with this generation, is everything gets pushed aside and made old very quickly because of the internet. You know, one day celebrity is the next day's nobody, and then the next day's nobody is somebody's celebrity. So I just feel like time moves a lot faster nowadays, but that's what's so great about toy collecting and playing with toys and toy photography, is you can go back and revisit those old times which were great for you as a kid, or maybe you can go back and collect stuff that you wanted as a kid and make it great. You know, whatever it is, whatever your case is, just have fun with it. So yeah, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me this week on Coffee and Toys. I really do appreciate it, and I do apologize for not posting an episode 2 weeks ago and then being late on the episode that followed. But like I said, I was on vacation. My scheduling was a little thrown off and everything, but we're back to normal schedule and normal stuff. But like I said, we are going to be including and adding a bunch of new great stuff for this channel, such as top 10s, comparisons, and so much more. I am going to try to get around to doing my room tour as well. I know I've been promising that for a long time, and I know like I sound like other YouTubers as well that say that, but if you want us to make content for you guys, although it is content for you guys, but it's just, I think it's the fact that we want it to be perfect for you guys. You know, like I want to clean my room, set everything, because I have a lot of figures in my studio right now that I'm utilizing for toy photography that aren't up and displayed, that I want to be up and displayed for you guys when I do my room review or room tour. And I got to charge my lights that I use to light up my displays. So I got a lot of stuff to do before I can get that done for you guys. But trust me, I definitely want to share my room with you guys. In fact, I do need to put some stuff up here so I can put some helmets up, because I did, like I said recently, or not like I said, but if you guys have seen the other episodes of Coffee and Toys, you saw that I got the new Death Watch helmet in, and I have absolutely nowhere to put it, like absolutely nowhere. So I did buy some towel racks that you hang on the wall that I'm going to put right here, and somewhere else in here, so that I can start putting my helmets on them to free up some shelves right here, so that way I get a few more shelves back and I can add more to my collection. So we'll see when that happens and how that happens. But once again, guys, thank you so much for joining me on episode 9 of Coffee and Toys. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you that spend your time listening to me talk about toys. Like I said, let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite? What are you excited for? What are you not excited for? What are you really waiting for? What do you have gripes with? Whatever it is, let's start a dialogue down below. And with that being said, guys, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Coffee and Toys here on the CoolFigurez channel. If you did enjoy it, please remember to hit that like button. That way I know you guys are enjoying the content that I put out, as well as helping the channel grow. And if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It is a very small goal of mine to try to reach at least 1 new subscriber per new video that I put out, so please be my 1 new subscriber for this video. Thank you so much in advance. And if you guys subscribe, my videos will pop up on your feed for you, and you don't have to go searching for the CoolFigurez channel. And even better yet, if you go ahead and hit that bell icon after you hit subscribe, they'll pop up in little notifications for you to see whenever I do upload a new video. But with that being said, guys, please, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at CoolFigurez for my review pics. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures that I do reviews on for this channel, please check me out on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I do all my unboxings, because when I get a new toy, guys, I am like a child and I cannot wait to rip it open and play with it. So I don't have time to set up my YouTube studio, so I just film it on my phone real quick and upload it to TikTok. So check me out at CoolFigurez. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much to this channel sponsor, Ware Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, and Pokemon card needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. Ware Store, check them out, guys. So with that being said, guys, whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.